on, let me hold my stomach in.
Okay. Turn sideways. Okay, here we go. Welcome to week that we're in, the week that we're in, whatever week that we're in this week. So we're getting ready to do men's doubles. We've just done singles previously. We've worked on our midterm previously. We've done our do's and don'ts. So now we're ready to talk about men's doubles, which doubles is doubles. It doesn't necessarily mean the difference between mixed doubles and regular men's doubles or women's doubles is any different. It's just that that's when you have a pair, two men playing against two men. It can be any type of format that you want, and we're just going to play like we've been playing all semester so far with our playing. We are going to add at the end a different tiebreaker to give you an idea that there are different tiebreakers out there, and then later on I'll tell you which one we're going to be tested on, so you'll have that information. They've already decided their teams, they've already warmed up, you already know how the warm-up process goes, so we don't have to go through that again. But I am interested for you to hear the comments on why they're on the teams that they're on, why they chose each other on their teams, and how they decided that they were going to play on who was going to serve first and or who was going to play on the forehand or backhand side. So we're going to pick the more mature team right here to address first, John and Tim. So they're going to tell you why they decide to play in the areas that they're going to play in. Because all of doubles is about placement and placement. That's very important, placement. But it's all about talking, communication. So doubles is a communication game. Singles, you're on your own trying to figure it out. Doubles, you have two people. Even if someone doesn't contribute as much, you still have two people to kind of figure out what to do and what not to do. So who's going to play forehand on this side? Who's going to play backhand? Okay, John announced he's playing forehand whether Tim wants him to play forehand or not. He's going to play forehand. And sometimes, I talked about the group behind us that are all singles players, they should be able to play forehand or backhand. Sometimes when you play primarily doubles, you have a side that you feel stronger on. So John feels stronger on the forehand, that's where he's going to play, and Tim's going to play on the backhand side because they both can play on the same side. But remember what I said about if you play on the backhand side and the ball comes to the middle, 9 times out of 10 the person playing on the backhand side takes that middle ball because it's to their forehand. Okay, team 2.
Singles players.
They're both singles players, so they have a lot to think about.
My brother's going to take the backhand.
Okay, so they've decided backhand and forehand. So Peter's got backhand and Wes has got forehand. Now they can change up and back to a degree. They can decide both go up or both go back, or they can stagger. They can decide what they want strategy-wise. What they can't do is change sides to receive or change sides, same thing as return, or change sides to serve. Remember, that can only occur after the set is over or after a tiebreaker is over. Then you can change procedures. But otherwise, you're stuck in that from the get-go. So you need to make sure you're ready to go right off the bat when you serve. Okay, did you spin the racket?
Not yet.
Okay, they're going to spin, and they're going to decide who's serving first and who's returning.
M or W, guys?
W.
Bummer. So they get to choose.
We're going to take this side.
I'm going to take that side. So that means they have to serve into the sun. So the two of them have to decide who wants to serve in the sun first. Now remember, this sets the order of serving. Whoever serves first has to stay in that order. They have new balls. They open them to practice with. They open them to warm up with. Okay, now this had occurred during the game. We already mentioned this. If this had occurred during the game, we would play the point over, starting with two serves. Okay, here we go. 0-0 first game. And first serve. It's in. Nice return. Oh, he was going down Peter's line. See, a good strong serve, a good strong return, start into a rally. Now the first point, if we were playing no ad instead of saying 15 love, then Wes would say 1-0. That's how you would play a no ad game. Do you see that Peter just pointed out there was a ball right behind the court that they did not see? It belonged to the court next to him. So he holds up his serve and he gets to start serving again. We're all about safety. You don't play it anyway. You need to make sure you're being safe. Good first serve, great return. Oh, great return, great return. The net person was all ready to cut it off. So there we go. So now it is 30 love, or 2 points to 0. Again, if we were playing no ad, that would be 2-0. First serve, it was a little wide. Tim made that call for his partner just in case he might not have seen it. Second serve, and that was wide also. So remember, 2 faults equals a double fault equals a point for the other team. First serve fault, you always get a second choice or a second attempt, but you lose 2, then you've lost the point. So now the score is 30-15, or the same thing as saying 2-1. And they're having a little strategy here, right here in the middle. It doesn't take very long. But they're talking about possibly maybe I need to serve differently, or maybe I need to serve to a different place on the court because Tim had a really nice return earlier. Another good return. There it goes. Peter's just going to pick that one up to make sure it doesn't roll into the court. Here's the second serve. And that was a little long too, so that's 2. So now it's an even score. It's 30-30 or 2-2. So we really want to watch our serves and our returns. So remember, once you have that first serve fault, you want to make sure you get that second one in. Here we go. Good serve, good return. Oh, Peter was right there. But remember the volley theory? Step forward towards the volley. Don't let the ball come to you. Go towards the ball. But remember, you can't hit the net or go across the net to volley. Okay, now the score is 2-3 or 30-40. That means that Tim and John are 1 point ahead. If they win this point, it's game. If they lose it, it goes back to deuce. So same thing again on Peter's volley. He needs to step forward, step forward. So that's the first game. We have Tim and John won the first game. Remember, at the first game is when you change sides. So they're changing sides. They're electing not to stop over by the benches or get a drink. They're just changing sides. So now look at the service order. Wes is always going to serve first. John's always going to serve second. Peter's always going to serve third. And Tim is always going to serve fourth. Here we go. Good serve. Good return. Nice touch at the net. Another nice volley. Super. Good. 2 good volleys at the net. See how both of them are moving forward towards the net? And you also saw that they want to try not to hit at the person because they can get it back easier. If they hit away from them, it's going to be harder to get to. So the angle was better. So now the score is love 15 or 0-1. Put that one away. Here we go. Look where Tim is backing up a little bit to help protect John, and John was moving forward. He was going into what's called an approach shot. He was trying to get closer to the net. So now the score is 0 or love 30 or 0-2. Also look where John is standing when he gets ready to serve. So he's a little closer to the single sideline. So if I were, good put away, if I were playing against John and I saw how close to the middle he's playing, I would think about hitting out a little wider to make him move. That was a great shot that Tim hit at the net because it's not coming back. So now the score is 15-30, just like John said, or 1-2. Very nice serve. That's called an ace. When you hit a serve into the box that nobody touches, they cannot make an attempt to get it back, then it's called an ace. So now the score is tied at 30-30 or 2 points to 2 points. Here we go, look at that. Good serve. Super return, getting them off the net. Oh, bummer. And his little shot coming back to Peter was too short. So then what happens? Coming, John. So then what happens is Peter is able to drop that ball short so nobody was close to the net to get it. So that's when you work on strategy. Where can I hit that someone is not there? So that is a volley that was hit short. score is now at out or advantage out or 30-40. 2 points to 3. 2 points to 3. John's team has to have this point to stay in the game. Wes's team has to have this to win. So this was a double fault, so that means they automatically get the point. So that team actually won 4 points, and this team only had 2. So that's the same thing as saying they had the advantage and won the next point. So Peter's serving. Score is 1 game to 1 game. Ooh, it's a tight, whoa, tricky. He's been working on that shot. He's deliberately practicing hitting the tape. It jumps up over Wes. Wes can't get hold of it. That happens when you have the things that hit the net or the tape. So it is love 15 or 0-1. Good serve, good return. Tim's ball went somewhere where I didn't see it curve away, so the wind kind of pulled it away from Peter. So it is now 0-2 or love 30. Both of those are the same score. See how it hit the tape? And it was a lat or a net court, so that means that you get to do that over. He starts with 2 serves again, the first serve. There you go. That was a little back. Tim made that call. Now he's going to watch that ball to make sure it doesn't roll too close to him. Good second serve. Good deflection there. Good get. Very nice. See the advantage of being at the net. See how they went forward that time instead of being backed up. And the last shot was hit at John's feet. You hit above and you had a chance to get your racket on it. You hit at someone's feet, it's very hard to get it back. So 15-30 or 1-2. It hit the tape, you heard the sound. So we get to do that again because it landed in the service box legally like it would have. Here we go, second serve, very nice. Good return, a little long. So that puts him back in the ball game, so to speak. It is now 30-30 or 2 points to 2 points. They are tied. Somebody has to get 2 in a row to win this game. Good serve, good return. It's still in play, has a little hop on it. Oh, good move, but Wes stayed over there in the alley. John made a good move to hit by him or around him, but Wes stayed in that alley where the doubles is. So now Peter and Wes have 1 point more. The score is 40-30 or 3-2. If they win this point, they win the game. If they do not, it goes back to deuce and they start all over again getting 2 points. Good second serve. Oh, he was right there. He was right there ready. He did a little jumpy thing though. It's better if you have both feet still on the ground. You just step into it instead of jumping. Go ahead and do ad. Go ahead and do ad. You want to do ad out? Okay, no ad, no ad, no ad, no ad, no ad. Okay, yeah, so we can talk about this right now. Hold on just a second, Peter. Okay, this is no ad scoring. Remember I was saying everything equals whatever? And I said that 1 point is 15, 2 is 30, 3 is 40, and that whoever gets 4 points first in a no ad game is going to win the game. They don't have to be ahead by 2. So they've elected they're going to be doing no ad, which is what we talked about. And when that happens, the server, which is Peter, has to ask this team who wants to take that last serve to make it fair, because serving gives you an advantage. Serving gives you an advantage. So this team wants to pick their best side that they've been doing on receiving and returning for this final point, because the whole game, and could be a match, rests on this 1 point. Okay, now they're ready. They have chosen to go to 10. So that's the ad outside deuce. It's actually 3 points to 3 points. This determines this game. Good serve. Oh! Super duper! That's a winner! That's like a double winner. So, that was a really low cross-court, backhand, angle shot that nobody can get to. I'm not even sure if Peter had been standing in the alley if he'd been able to pick that ball up. So they won a game on one shot. So remember, no ad puts you in that situation. So every point is super important anyway, but in no ad, it's doubly important. Now it is Tim's serve. Whoa! Has he got any more left? Okay, here we go. First serve. What's the game count?
1-2. 2 serving 1.
2 serving 1. Now they're having strategy. Look at this. John's talking to him, so now they're talking strategy. This is going to make a difference on who typically for us right now wins this set or not. Here we go. First serve. Oh, good return. And again, you see that even though it went right at John, he still could get his racket on it. So you want to go over him, away from him, or at his feet. If it had his racket face turned differently, then the ball would not have gone wrong. Oh! So was it out?
Just a little bit.
Okay. Don't want to call it early. Okay, this is why we have 3 balls all the time, so that when we lose one, we always have another ball. Remember, you're relying on your partner. Good jump there, John. You see how John jumped and the ball was out? So if he'd gotten hold of it, he would have been hitting an out ball. So now the score is 1-2 or 15-30. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Was that good?
Thank you.
A little bit back.
So we want to make sure that that third ball is away from anybody. Nobody can get it under their feet. Good get, good shot. Way to keep it in play. Oh, way to keep it in play. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to keep it in play. Be aggressive and keep it in play. We want to keep that ball up, pick it up. Him or his partner, Tim, either one can pick it up. You don't want it to roll back towards your feet to where you could either land on it, step on it, someone hit it, or another ball could hit it while you're in play. Ooh, just long, just long. Good try, good try. Okay, we're deuce, and they're deciding that Wes is going to take this one. This is the deciding right here. Game. Oh, just long. Okay. So we are now tied. We are going to play a tiebreaker. Sure. We're going to play a tiebreaker, and the tiebreaker we're going to play, We're playing a tiebreaker. You're playing like you just finished and it's 6 games to 6 games. So we're playing a tiebreaker, but we're going to play a Coleman tiebreaker. And we're going to play a Coleman 10-point tiebreaker.
Oh, like come back.
There you go. So the 10-point tiebreaker still starts off with the first server with 1 point, but the difference after that is you switch so that everybody's going to serve on their correct side. So that's how we're going to start. First point is for Wes, and he only gets 1 point worth serving. And did you see what happened? He had Peter move back so that they wouldn't get in trouble at the net. So now they're going to switch sides. Yeah, you guys switch,
So we're doing a 12-point tiebreaker.
John, you're next. Yeah. You switch after the first point. Yeah, you switch after the first point, otherwise you're not going to serve on your correct side. points have been played. John will get one more point before it goes to Peter. And Peter has been serving on that side, so that's why he will stay over there. What's the count? 1-1. Each team has 1 point. This is in our tiebreaker. First serve. Almost got it over his head. Good return. Nice angle. Super duper. So now it goes to Peter. 3 points have been played, so that automatically tells you he starts on the left side because 3 points have been played. He says his score first for his team, which is 1 point to 2 in this tiebreaker. 1 point to 2. First serve. Good return. He was going to try to go down the line on John. So he hit the trash can instead. So there we go. So now this is second point. It is now 1 to 3.
What is it?
1 to 3. 1 point to 3. Good serve, good return. Did you see how that volley went at Wes's feet? Okay, so now it is 1-4, and we're switching sides again because it is now Tim's serve, and Tim gets to serve on the side he's been playing on. So that's the point of this tiebreaker. The point of this tiebreaker is it rewards the doubles players so that the doubles players get to continue playing the tiebreaker when they have been working that whole set serving from that area. It doesn't go against them by making them serve someplace new. So it is now 4 to 1. Almost. Stepping forward on those volleys. Now the score is odd. And now we go back and it's Wes's serve. And remember, you always start on the tiebreaker on the left side. So this is an odd score now. We are at 1-6. 1-6. That's 7 total points played. Good first serve. Good return. Great pickup. Ball just a little long. So now they're back on the scoreboard. 2-6. That's 8 points, and that's even. Good serve. Good serve. Good serve. That's called an ace, remember, when nobody touches it. So now this is 3-6. They're going to change sides. 3-6. They're going to change sides. Now there's a lot of changing in this tiebreaker. There's a lot of changing because you change after the first point, the 5th point, the 9th point, the 13th. But again, as I keep saying, it's to reward so that you get to serve on the side you've always been serving on. That's the important part of this one. Okay, it is now 6-3. If we were playing on a regular set tiebreaker, the next person that gets 7 would win, but we're playing like this is a match, so we're playing 10 points on this. So here we go. 6-3. Odd score. Left-hand side. The serve was just wide, so we're going to serve second serve. Bummer is what he said. He said bummer. So it is now 6-4. He's still got another point. He's still got another point. It's 6 points to 4 points. 6 points to 4. First serve. Good serve. Ooh, a long return. I bet you he thought that felt good. So 7-4. So now it is Peter's. You're calling it. You're calling it. You go ahead. You can go with that. You can go with that. So that was 7 points to 4. That would be the tiebreaker of a minimum of 7 points. I had by 2. That would determine a set. If you were going to do the same thing to determine a match, it would be 10 points. Someone would have to have 10 points and be ahead by 2. So the guys are going to come over right quick, and they're going to talk about their match and their tiebreaker, and kind of give you a few tips on what they think they did or might do differently. This is on a small scale of showing you what a men's doubles match would be like, and it's actually showing you what would be part of a set. So remember, women's sets professionally are 2 out of 3 sets for a match. Men's are typically 3 out of 5 for a match. When you play leagues, or you play recreation, or you do teams, or you go to the tennis center, they typically will only play 2 sets, and the 3rd set will be a tiebreaker. And it's usually what they call a super tiebreaker or a 10-point tiebreaker. If you play an area tournament, it'll probably be 3 full sets. But only in professional tennis do you go 2 out of 3 for women and 3 out of 5 for men. Now, if we were playing a fun match, I think I mentioned that Wes and I won a bobblehead doll recently. So if you go to a fun match like what we played, then it was set up as our set, or our match, was an 8-game pro set. An 8-game pro set. So after 8 games, somebody won 8 games, some team won 8 games, your match was over. So if we won, it was 7-7, we won 8, we were going to win it. So anytime you got to 8 games first. So you can set that up, and that helps you when you need more courts, you need more turnover time, you need faster playing. The guys play the no ad, which means it doesn't go deuce, 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 add, and it doesn't do that repeatedly. It's whoever gets that 4th point is going to win. But do remember that if you play no ad, the choice needs to be made. The server needs to ask the receiving team who wants to receive that last point, because it's very important. That's when your strategy comes up. So I'm going to pick on John and Tim. They were the gracious winners here. Pick on them, and they can tell you why they thought maybe their combination, why their combination went so well, or what they might do differently in their doubles match.
I don't know. I was just out there. Placement.
He was just out there. Placement. Did you say that while ago earlier? Placement. Like I said, positioning.
I was just out
Tim's
there.
still going with placement, and John says I was a body out there. That's what he says. So there's always good for that. But then that's why you have doubles teams. You want to make sure if your partner's not doing as well as you think they can, that you are supporting and backing them up. Or on the other hand, if your partner is doing a really good job at the net or something, your job is to set your partner up. Your job also as the person behind is to figure out logistics. If you're in the back, then you want to see everybody else in front of you, your partner and 2 other players. You want to figure out the court. It's all about placement away from the person. Remember what I said to you about earlier on volleys? The volleys that were most effective were the ones that had people's feet. Not to their bodies, because at your bodies you can always deflect and possibly get it in. But at your feet, and the whole point of volleys is to go towards the volley, not to back away from a volley. Now I will say, playing guys that hit as hard as these guys do, that you have to really concentrate on going forward, because if you go forward, even if you close your eyes and go forward, that ball hits your racket, you're probably going to get a winner off of what they hit you. It's the same thing with serving. If someone's serving to you really hard, if you can have placement and position and you get your racket out to send the ball back off of their serve, then you're putting it back into a place that they probably are not. So now I'm going to pick on the team, since John only just added 2 things. I'm going to pick on Wes and Peter and let them tell you about their strategy, because I saw them talk 2 times out of this whole match. So they had strategy, but notice what happened on the tiebreaker. They both moved back. So talk about that.
I would say so. We were going for consistency, and we were losing the net game a little bit, so we decided to try something different, since we both enjoy singles a little bit. Give them a different look as well. There was some different strategies.
We thought the change-up might mess them up a little bit.
And it did.
It did. We
It
were
made
lied
Tim
to. We said they haven't
very
played in
happy.
months.
That's right, there you go. Made Tim very happy. And again, these are 4 people that know each other, and 4 people people that know each other's games and have played and hit together, stuff like that. So you take that into consideration when you're playing somebody. You say, oh, I know they do this. I know they're fast. I know they can get this. I know they have drop shots. I know they have spin. I know they stay in their alley. You pick up on those things, and so you know that. So you want to make sure that if you hit a ball short, that you've got somebody covering it, because that's a long way from the back of the baseline all the way up to the net to get a ball. But the thing that Wes said that's important, when something's not working, you remember that old thing about, you know, don't keep doing the same thing because it's not going to magically change? No. If something's not working, you've got to change something. And sometimes it is moving back. Sometimes it is moving up. Sometimes it is changing who's at the net and who's not at the net. It's a change-up. It gives them another picture because then your court changes its dynamics. So that's what we want to look at. So the women's match, we talked about playing regular scoring and the regular old-fashioned tiebreaker of the changing at 6 points from side to side. This match, we talked about no ad scoring to cut it down, and we talked about the Coleman or the USTA tiebreakers that have cut down on time. But again, doubles is doubles. It's the way you work it, communication, placement, consistency, all those things, and the fact that you've got 4 people playing together, that's what makes it very social. It makes it to where people of all levels can play together because it is doubles. You can always pick up the slack for someone or do something else as it goes along. And sportsmanship, it really develops a good sense of sportsmanship and compatibility when you get to play. Anything you want to add until we sign off to our next day?
I want a rematch.
I want a rematch, okay. We will come back to a rematch in week 18, which I think is over Christmas break. So we'll see if we can get the rematch.
16 weeks in a semester.
That's why I said 18, so that we get it past it in this semester. But we might sneak one in for extra credit, and then I'll have you critique it. So the girls got to choose their word of the day. So the guys had plenty of time to figure out what their word is. They chose.
Wait, what did the girls choose?
The girls chose. You're never going to choose it. The girls chose the tortoise or the turtle because the slow, consistent person is the one who wins. So that's what they chose. So the guys cannot choose alpaca, octopus, rhinoceros,
Alligator.
Alligator for sure. What was the other one I did?
Tortoise, right? For them.
Tortoise. They can't choose any of those.
I got a good one.
Okay.
Giraffe.
Giraffe.
Because
Awesome.
tall players
Tall
got the
players.
serve.
There you go.
rattlesnake and
There you picked giraffe. Oh, those go really good together. Okay. Okay. If you do either one, if you do rattlesnake, remember that was Tim's choice. If you do giraffe, that's going to make you think of someone tall, so you have to do your lobs over their head. So either one of those are good. So we are off for today. We don't know what else we're doing afterwards, but we are off for today. So thank you very much for having to watch the video. I appreciate that.